Nairobi is one of the fastest growing cities in Africa, and it is home to over 5 million people. Most people come to Nairobi in search of opportunities and end up staying in the slums. Lying about 7 kilometers from the city center is Kibera, the largest urban slum in Nairobi and East Africa. Kibera houses are made up of mud walls and corrugated iron sheets closely knitted together, while the environment looks poorly sanitized. The slum was built without official authorization and regulation. Most of the residents of Kibera live in extreme poverty with high unemployment rates. The majority living in the slum lack access to basic services including electricity, running water, and medical care. Residents of Kibera live at a high risk of diseases due to poor water, sanitation, and hygiene practices. Clean water in Kibera is not only scarce, but it is also costly, inconsistent, and contaminated. Since Kibera is classified as an informal settlement, public services aren't provided on a compulsory basis.
According to our parents, the water that we drink in Kibera comes from the lower lands. It gets to us through pipes. The water is insufficient. Nairobi Water Company at times disconnects the water, and we can go even for 3 days without water. During this shortage, we are forced to use jerrycans to store water, and for those who are lucky, they store in tanks. We also have water points in Kibera. The water there goes for 5 shillings for a 20-liter jerrycan.
20 liters, 5 bob, 10 billion, 5 bado.
The residents here access and buy water at affordable prices from raw lands, and due to the absence of instant availability of running water, they are forced to fetch and store it in tanks for future use. The water from the source is treated, but most residents prefer using optional water treatment chemicals such as water guard just to be on the safe side.
Kwa kutreat maji, obvious kitambo kama tuseme primary we used to treat water, but sahi
we don't have time to treat water. I cannot buy water and still buy water guard. I treat the water while in the process of making tea and ugali. The water eventually boils.
Better than badala ninunue water guard, acha ni obvious nitaitreat, obvious nikipika chai itachemuka, nikipika ugali obvious itachemuka. So obvious tu ni
A majority of Kibera's water pipes are plastic and run above the ground, making them vulnerable to physical exploitation. Often, these pipes crack either from accidental foot traffic or intentional tampering from a competing distributor, and sewage readily seeps in, tainting the entire water supply.
Hizo piping zinapita tuseme reli, zinapita kando ya mtaa.
The water pipes in Kibera pass through every space. They are not well covered. During the road construction, they kept on being damaged, which contributed to a big water shortage.
So kulikuwa na hiyo water shortage kidogo, lakini watu wakatengeneza. So siwezi sema hizo pipes zinapita pali safi like atini hair even your trans.
All we can do is use the facilities that we have, and when the toilets are full, we call someone to empty the waste to the river at a fee.
Man, sisi ni watu wa ghetto, so we gonna live like ghetto children.
Many of Kibera's residents still lack dependable access to sanitary facilities. They get by with a relatively small number of private toilets or defecate in plastic bags, which are then thrown into sewers or open trenches, a practice known as flying toilets. Even these options require some payment, which many in Kibera cannot afford on a daily basis. As a result, open defecation remains common.
We have a pay to use all the toilets in Kibera. No one owns a toilet in a house unless you live near Olympic Estate. A kid pays 5 shillings, an adult pays 10 shillings.
5 bob, mtu mkubwa 10 juu obviously juu hii uchumi venye imepanda hivi. Sema hapa sewage hapa obvious hiyo ni changamoto juu obvious sewage venye tuseme
The sewerage system in Kibera is a problem.
Obvious kama unaishi nyumba karibu na choo obvious inanuka alafu
When the sun shines bright and you live near a toilet, you have to deal with the stench.
Kuna choo ya kuflash yenye kuna hiyo sewage line yenye inaweza enda.
People who cannot afford good toilets with a proper disposal system.
Anachota anamwaga kwa mtoni obvious juu mtoni iko karibu, so it's better amwage kwa mtoni.
All we can do is use the facilities that we have, and when the toilets are full, we call someone to empty the waste to the river.
Alafu saa hii venye hizi organizations zimekuja, kuna choo zimeundwa saa hii zenye ziko na hiyo sewage line yenye nafika hadi kwa mtoni kwa nyumangu, lakini hicho nimesimama nayo obvious ikijaa wanatoboa inamwagika kwa mtoni juu karibu na mtoni.
Poor hygiene, sanitation, and water supply are a threat because it leads to health problems and loss of productivity that results when individuals are sick and others have to care for them. Diseases such as diarrhea, dysentery, and typhoid are more predominant in Kibera as opposed to other suburbs which are more developed and have a social infrastructure. However, with the upcoming non-governmental organizations in the area, provision of clean, adequate water, building of enough toilets, and creation of awareness among residents through sensitization, better sanitation practices in Kibera can be achieved. There is a need for these organizations and the county government to combine efforts and work together to provide the residents with better facilities that will improve their living standards and reduce the health risks that are facing them.